Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Kenechi Okeleke, and I'm the Director, Regional Social and Policy Research at GSMA Intelligence. Today, I am joined by Benjamin Howe, who is the President, Huawei Northern Africa Carrier Business. And we're going to be discussing a very interesting topic, the topic of 5G. So Benjamin, globally, we know that 5G has been growing very rapidly. So this year, 2023, according to our research, we're going to have about 1.5 billion 5G connections, around the whole world. And in Africa, some countries, have already launched 5G. So from your perspective, how would you describe 5G in the North Africa region, which you look after? Is it already in the fast lane, or is there still some more work to be done?
As we all know, now 5G globally really is in the fast development. As you see that more than 1.5 billion in the end of this year. So already I think last year is more than 1.1 billion in several countries. But in Africa, my idea is like this. We know that it's already 9 to 10 countries they launched the 5G spectrum, the license. Even some country commercialized the 5G service. But in our region, North Africa, I think, mainly according to my idea, when we raising this topic, we should separate. In Africa, there's different country, different scenario, and we can separate to three views. The first view just not say that 9 or 10 country they already launched service or license. Is view one. And second one, I know like in our region like Egypt, Tunisia, and even Cote d'Ivoire, and or Morocco, they are studying or preparing to launch 5G spectrum. The second wave, and others maybe the third wave. So when we say we should separate and say this different segment market, and I think in the wave one, we know that they already launched or preparing to launch. They are going fast. And the second one for the like Egypt, the government they drive this 5G spectrum launch so much because the government they think the 5G will enhance the digital transformation of the country. Not only the issue over the business over the operator. It's one infrastructure fundamental thing for the countries. This kind of transformation. I think it's quite important. And I know that some operator they also join this scheme and actively. I believe they will get some good process in the coming future.
So 5G is all about use cases, from global trends, global best practices, we have seen, a lot of use cases emerge around 5G. But when you think about Africa as a whole, when you think about the North Africa region, what are some of the lessons, what are some of the use cases, that can help operators to accelerate their 5G development?
In our region, as we all know, is 4G is still very high speed developed now. Year by year, there are so many users, and now migrate from 3G to 4G. I think it's long term 4G. I mean, the trend is still keep increase. So for the 5G, I think in the first step, in the first phase, maybe they will finish with 4G. For the 2C, we call it the consumer, the MBB market. Maybe for some high-end user, some very important. For every HPC, this kind of customer, they need this kind of service. I think one scenario or one use case is the high-end users MBB. Yeah, it's the second one. It's the first one, and the second one is for the in our region, most of the country for the leased land is not is not as well as other region. But now so many companies they need this kind of service. If delivered by fiber, maybe not cannot meet this kind of requirement.
Yeah.
5G coming, I think one of the most important use case is leased land for the 2B service. Yeah. And also in our region and the home broadband is one of the booming business. In nearly every country we have this kind of idea. We have two hands. One is use fiber. Now we have some innovative fiber solution, fiber to cover the home business. And another side is use wireless. 4G we call it WPX, and also 5G FWA. So I think this home business is also another most important the use case for 5G.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for that, Benjamin. So, considering these use cases and the overall benefits, 5G can bring, to societies across, North Africa, what advice, what suggestion, will you give to the different stakeholders, including regulators and operators, to accelerate 5G in the region?
My idea is very, very clear. In our region, most important thing for the regulator is spectrum. As we all know, 5G is different from 4G and 3G. They need very wide bandwidth of the spectrum, and also need the continuous bandwidth. At least they need like the C band or 2.6 in the 80 to 100 megahertz. I found that in our region, most of the country is one of the challenge for them to get the wide 80 to 100 meg the bandwidth. So I think for every regulator, the first most important thing is the bandwidth, continuous wide bandwidth, and the issue to the operators.
Yeah.
And second one is the price. Price is also more important issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. For every.
Yeah. So that's a spectrum price.
Social price.
Yes.
According to our research, found that most of the region they launched the 5G license should be. The per meg the unit price should be much lower than 4G. So I think this one is also important. So I call our region's regulator and see this not only like one technology or something like this, should be as the fundamental over the digital transformation or ICT transformation. Yeah. So can reduce the price for the 5G. I think it is important. And another one is for the infrastructure sharing. Already every operator and also some power company and also even, for example, in the capital, in the city metropolitan, they have so many the rooftop this kind of resource. Maybe next step, the government can have some policy to promote the
infrastructure sharing.
Infrastructure sharing is also quite important. And according to in 4G era, we have one experience is the terminal. I think terminal, if the terminal cannot support this market, I think the 5G is difficult for the 5G development. So how to, for example, reduce the tax over the terminal
devices? Yes.
Is also very important. I think the government or the regulator they can do.
Yes. Yeah, no, I agree with you on on that last point. That is something that we have also seen in our research, that the 5G devices are too expensive. That's going to affect consumers' ability to adopt the new service. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So let's look at the evolution of 5G technology. It's changing every day. In some places they're already beginning to talk about 5G advanced, and so on and so forth. So the technology is evolving across different markets globally. What, in your view, will be the implications of this evolution of the 5G technology for operators and regulators in Africa?
No, I think it's clear. It's clear. The matter in our region now, the hot topic is 5G. And after 5G, maybe need another time, but it's clear. How to evolve the next step over 5G is very clear. Now we call it 5.5G. Yeah, it's clear. I think in our region, maybe they still need some time to introduce 5.5G to every country. But for example, the regulator, or every government, they should think it. We should have this kind of long-term or full-view architecture, this kind of view.
Yeah.
We should allocate some resource, especially for the spectrum.
Yes.
Another again, some spectrum is very important.
Yes.
For the 5.5G, I know that we need the much wider the bandwidth. For example, you just now say that 5G we need at least 80 to 100 megahertz. But for 5.5G, at least we need 400 to 500. Where we can find this?
Yeah.
How can we allocate this resource to every operator? It's one of the challenge. Our suggestion is very clear. We think now the best resource is we call it 6 gigahertz. This part. So we hope, or according to our understanding, I think maybe we allocate this 6 gig for the call it MT, identified as MT.
Yeah.
I think it's quite important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's very good point to note. So obviously Huawei, is the biggest supplier, of 5G equipment, in Africa. So that means you're playing, and you will continue to play an important role, in the development, of Africa's, digital economy. So let's hear from you. How do you, see yourself playing this role going forward?
As you just said, in the telecommunication sector, Huawei already a very important role in Africa.
Yes.
Yeah. So we know this. It not means only honor. It's our responsibility in 5G. How can we lead this market forward? Yeah, it's quite important. We will do something. You see already. Last year we launched the 5G summit in Bangkok. During that summit, I did the close speech. I also give some promise to our customer. I think first one, most important one, thing is we will introduce the latest, most important, the latest technology to our market. After several years, develop the 5G in other region, we have some benefit. Yeah, we can get the latest technology solution to this market. And at the same time, we already send our, we call it GTS, our service team, even our subcontractor, our partner, we get some training, the 5G training from our headquarters. So we are prepared for the 5G coming. Is the first one, latest technology and service ready. It's the first. And the second one, most important one, is the ecosystem. Especially for the to B digital scenario. Without the ecosystem, even to C, without the terminal, the suitable or affordable terminal in our market, it's difficult to develop fast. So second one is we have one dedicated team in our regional office. We deliver develop ecosystem. I think it's also quite an important thing. And the third one, just say that we have now one team and work together with our customer, even some government. We joined some some workshop or some things. We work together to make this plan, how to evolve this network to 5G. It's planning level, not only solution level. I think it's also important. Another one is for the talent. The talent.
Yes.
We should know, like, more people know 5G, how to use 5G.
Yes.
5G not only concept. Yeah. It should be useful technology or some tools solution for us, benefit us. So we need more people to know it. So develop the talent in our region is also one of our job.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Benjamin. Thank you very much. And thank you everyone, for listening to us, joining us today. If you do have, more questions, want to know more about what Benjamin and his team are doing, please feel free, to reach out to them at Huawei North Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.